The story today that does sort of make me want to curse a bit is, did you read the thing about David Cameron wants to get, or is going to get a plane? They're going to spend £10 million of taxpayers' money on a plane specifically for David Cameron and the government, well, whoever is Prime Minister,
And what do you think of that?
And the advisors. Well, I think at a time when we are pleading poverty over military cuts, you know, we're sending guys into war zones without the right equipment, without the right, you know, boots or whatever, and to spend £10 million, you know, they've dressed it up as this is going to save money in the long run. It won't, you know, they'll have had spin doctors going, let's do the maths and feed it to the public this way.
Oh, you're so cynical, Jane.
No, but do you know what? My biggest thing about it, Gloria, is it is elitist. It is an elitist thing to do.
No, hang on a second now. It's too easy to say, oh, David Cameron should just go on EasyJet or on the train.
No, I'm not saying he should go on EasyJet.
No, hang on. Let me have my say now. Let me have my say. Because David Cameron is different. Well, I mean,
if you're going to misquote me, I'm going to come back at you.
All right, well, he is different to the rest of us because we have all elected him to act on our behalf. He's got to travel worldwide to make decisions, whether you like the decisions or not.
Yeah.
And therefore, the economics are correct. Even you're cynical, because the cost for him would be almost £7,000 per hour, the costing as it is at the moment.
Take it out for 10 million.
Yeah. Hang on. But in fact, this is going to go on for a while. And at the moment, then, if they do have this plane refurb, it's not exactly he's getting a Learjet. He's getting an RAF refurb plane. And that's only cost... Let me finish. It's only going to cost £2,000 an hour. So therefore, the economics are correct. And it's too easy for you to take the elitist attitude, oh, well, because it's David Cameron, let him just be ordinary. He's no different to the rest. He is different to the rest.
He's no different to Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, John Major, Winston Churchill.
You only have to look at Paris at the weekend to know we are in a different state now. In terms of security, you know, it's a very, very important thing.
Do you think that they don't have secure plane when they go flying on a charter flight?
That's why it costs £7 an hour or £7,000 an hour.
No, but do you seriously think that that is more secure? Putting them on, so saying, right, here is the plane that has the Prime Minister of Great Britain and all of his entourage on it. Do you seriously not think that any sane, well, there's no such thing as a sane terrorist is going to go, oh, they're all on that plane, let's put a missile up and bomb it.
But
they do not know that they are on charter
However,
flights.
It's easier for security. It is easier if they're all on one plane.
They're the first on and the last on and the first on.
I've been nervous of having
You don't know they're there.
And
you're in economy, you've got no idea that David Cameron's come on in first class.
But Jane, a terrorist might know it, and I would far rather that one plane with them got blown out of the sky than one with you.
You're on a raft, I want check in as David Cameron.
It doesn't matter if a terrorist is going to be clever enough to blow up a plane. I would rather it was the one that just had them in it and not me sitting at the back.
But they don't know that he's on there.
So you're trying to tell me if you're queuing up that plane, you wouldn't know David Cameron's on the plane?
Over each other.
Yes, they check under a no.
What do you think
under a fake name?
If a terrorist is clever enough to put a bomb on a plane, they're going to know whether a Prime Minister is on it or not.
Baggage drop queue with everybody else, are they?
I think intelligence would know that he was on that plane.
Yeah, British intelligence.
And who is to say that terrorists aren't infiltrating every area of our life and can't infiltrate our own intelligence system?
So is it that you believe that this is very much a David Cameron thing?
It's a presidential thing. We've had this now since Tony Blair, actually. And funny enough, Tony Blair wanted a private plane. And who was the most vocal about it? The Conservatives. They said,
I take it you don't vote Conservative. I think this is a rant against conservatism.
No, they said it's nothing to do with politics, Gloria. They said at the time, you cannot expect all of the taxpayers to cut back on their lives, cut back on public services, and then expect to have a private plane.
But they are cutting back on the costs. Economically, it makes sense.
Anyway,
what's really interesting, I'm going to lump all these comments together because I've got 4 comments here, and basically they're all saying the same thing about the economy of it all. And the majority of people, at least texting us today, are saying the economics are right and it's far better. He's not getting a Learjet. He's getting an RAF refurb plane. And therefore, it does make sense to have the extra security, easier security. And basically, that's what everybody's saying.
Surely RAF would love 10 million to spend refitting their planes.
I'm sure there must be a chance that they've spun the figures. if David wants his own plane, maybe
they've
David's
spun
going to
it.
get his own plane.
They've spun it. They've got spin doctors coming out there.
it's funny because
you can make figures work whichever way that you want to. No, Gloria, I have to pick up on the fact perhaps the comments that you've had are very pro. I've got a list of them that are very against. So we have very balanced views actually that are coming in from the general public, and it kind of shows. You know, here today we've had some people clapping for you, Jane, some for Gloria. That is the glory of a democracy.